Hey guys, Ivan here, and in today's video we got a couple of really interesting bodybuilding topics, and yes, I am back from my vacation. If you didn't know, I was on a vacation for a week. You can probably notice it based on my skin right now. So yeah, I am back. The snap is back as well because you guys wanted it. Anyways, today we're gonna talk about a couple of topics that I might be a little bit late with. I know, but I still wanted to cover them because they're very interesting. And now that I'm back, I'll try to make videos every single day from now on. I took a little bit of a break. I didn't train for 10 days as well. I ate whatever I wanted. I really took a rest from everything, literally. And yeah, I filmed a couple of videos because I enjoy doing that, at least a couple of videos. But now that I'm back, get ready for a lot of awesome content, guys. So if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. Anyways, the first topic we got for today is a physique update from Chris Bumstead. Alright, so as we all know, Chris Bumstead is officially retired from competitive bodybuilding, at least from doing the Classic Physique Mr. Olympia. He retired from the Mr. Olympia stage. He did another show later in the Open, and he never really retired from competing, but he retired from doing Classic Physique on the Mr. Olympia stage. Overall, basically, he is retired. He came back that one time, and supposedly he won't be competing anymore. But we'll see about that. Anyways, we got to see his physique right now in his retirement. And honestly, I don't think it looks much worse than it did this past couple of years in his off-season. He really wasn't showing us a lot in the off-season. He would start prepping, and then as he would get closer to being stage ready, he would start showing us his physique. But really in the off-season, he wasn't showing us much. Because from what I know, he was just not really doing a lot in the off-season. He reached his weight cap in Classic Physique a while ago, so he wasn't really blasting in the off-season. He was actually taking it easy, relaxing his body, and he would just go all out during his Mr. Olympia prep, and his body would just change. He would grow and get shredded at the same time, and he would just transform. He would kind of grow into the show. So if he's looking like this right now, and guys, this is very good. This looks like he could come back. I am not saying that he is going to come back. There is no word about that. But if he really wanted to, he definitely could come back and look his absolute best again. That's what I see right here. He didn't really lose any muscle, if you ask me. Yeah, sure, he's softer because he's not contest lean and he's not doing any harsh compounds. But size-wise, I don't think he's smaller. Maybe a little bit. Maybe he lost some fullness, let's say. Like in the shoulders, especially in the traps. His arms are a little bit smaller. But like the legs, the back, the chest, he still has plenty of size. And if he decided to actually start prepping right now, and if he went all out, by the time Mr. Olympia comes, he would still look really good. But would he win though? That's the question. Would he win if he basically almost lost to Mike Sommerfeld last year? You know, and I mean, that's at least what Tyler Mannion said. I didn't see it that way, but Tyler said that it was a one-point decision. So if that is the case, then even if Chris actually came back and brought like good condition, he still probably wouldn't beat Mike Sommerfeld. So if you're thinking, is he actually gonna potentially come back and compete this year? No, that's not happening. He could, and he would still look really good. He didn't lose anything really. But in order for him to win the Mr. Olympia, he would have to be 100%, and I don't think he would really accomplish that if he started prepping now. You know, maybe he could come to like 90%, maybe 95, who knows, more like 90, 85, 90, but to be 100% from this point in 7-ish weeks, that's probably not very realistic. But hey, the guy had a shoulder surgery quite recently and he wasn't able to train his upper body at all. And yeah, he's retired, so I honestly expected less. When I saw this physique update, I was like, wow, this is actually looking very good. And I'm pretty sure he's also not doing a lot. He's probably on like TRT. I mean, he got his wife pregnant again, so he's probably, maybe he was off completely for a while there. I mean, maybe after the surgery, he went completely off, you know, did some HCG and stuff, so yeah, I mean, considering the situation, his retirement, and the fact that he's probably not blasting, and I mean, I don't know how focused he is with food, and I think he's training hard now, but yeah, I mean, overall, this is very, very impressive. He's still holding on a lot of muscle, and if he wanted to come back, maybe this year he wouldn't be able to win the Mr. Olympia. Maybe he would, I'm not sure, but even if he wouldn't be able to bring his 100% to this year Mr. Olympia, he could do that next year. So it's still not out of the question he's going to come back and compete again. Because he looks great, he looks fresh, he still looks young, and he fixed his shoulder, so he had a surgery, and now he's fresh. Will he actually come back and compete again at some point? I mean, there is no signs of that. As of right now, he's retired, but for his retirement, this is actually looking really freaking good. Now, we got one more interesting thing from Chris Bumstead. It's his hot take. So he says, if every classic competitor moves to the Open with a good off-season, the Olympia top 10 would look a lot different. Do I agree with this? I think it's very, very reasonable, to be honest. After seeing what Stefan Matala looks like now with a good off-season, I mean, we'll see what Urs is going to bring. We saw what Fabian Myers looked like at that Portugal Pro. I mean, there are many examples. Chris, of course, placing second at Prague Pro, seeing all that stuff, and some of those guys didn't even have an off-season. They just jumped into an open show. If everybody, all the top 10, had a good off-season of 1 year or 2 years or let's say 3 years, what would that actually look like? You know, I think what Chris is saying is actually absolutely true. You know, a lot of those top 10 guys would actually crack the top 10 in the Open Olympia, if you ask me. It's very, very possible with a good off-season. Because a lot of them actually have a lot of muscle, really good shape. They just lack size, but some of them can gain size easily. They're just holding themselves back. So what Chris is saying is absolutely true, and that's definitely something to talk about. Maybe we can actually make a separate video on this topic only. But yeah, maybe in another video. You guys tell me down below whatever you think. Alright, on the same note of classic physique and maybe transferring to open bodybuilding, we got a physique update from Mike Sommerfeld. It's his guest posing, and guys, let's just take a look at this. Yeah, what the hell is this, man? What the hell? Look at his freaking legs. What the hell, man? What the hell? After looking at Chris and now seeing this, I mean, if Chris wanted to win the Mr. Olympia, now he would have to have a proper off-season, because even if he brought his, let's say what he brought last year, if he brought that to this year's Mr. Olympia stage, with Mike looking the way he's looking right now and what I imagine he's going to look like on stage, I don't know if Chris would win again. And like I said, Chris won by only winning one pose. It was 3-2 for Chris. And now, look at Mike, man. Look at his freaking legs. Look at his size overall. How is this guy even going to make the weight for Classic? That's a big question. But if he does, and yeah, I believe he will, by some magic, I don't know how, but I believe he will. He has to, because he will win the Mr. Olympia. Look at this, man. If he does that, it's going to be an easy win, man. Easy win. Again, even Chris Bumstead at 100%, I don't know if he would be able to beat this. I don't know. So, yeah, Chris does look great, but if he decided to compete this year, there's no chance, in my opinion, he would beat this freaking monster right here. And yeah, I know a lot of people will say this is an open physique, this is not a classic physique, but we all need to understand that this is classic physique. This, right here. Mike Sommerfeld is classic physique, period. You might find somebody else better, like Logan Franklin, for example, somebody smaller, lighter, with a smaller waist and that kind of stuff, but this is also very aesthetic physique, and this is a lot of muscle, and this is what they want from classic physique, and I like it. I gotta say I like it. You know, this guy is making the weight, and he's looking super, super massive, and in the off-season, he absolutely looks like a good open bodybuilder. If he actually did the open, if he wasn't without an off-season, if he just focused right now to compete in the open without trying to make the weight for Classic, I think he would be really, really competitive. Now, it's also very interesting that right after Urs Kalecinski announced his transfer from Classic Physique to the Open, Logan Franklin left this comment in the comment section. He says, "Good luck on everything. Ramon Dino and Mike Sommerfeld soon to follow." Now, to be honest, to me, this didn't sound like he's saying these guys are really big, really impressive, and they can do really well in the Open. This didn't sound like a compliment. This kind of sounded like, get out of my division. These two guys are going to follow soon because they are too big and they don't have the classic lines. You know, he's saying basically, I need to become the Classic Physique Mr. Olympia, and these guys need to leave because they don't belong here. At least that's the way it sounded to me, to be honest. Maybe you guys can hear it differently. Maybe it's actually a compliment, but I don't think so. It kind of sounds like he wants these guys to leave because he wants to win. And is there anything wrong with that? No. Are these guys going to leave this year? No, I don't think so. Is Logan going to be able to win this year with them being there and competing? Probably not. Probably not. Maybe if Ramon messes it up. But I don't see Logan beating Mike. Not this year. He would probably love for these guys to move to the Open so he can win and the other smaller guys can win. I mean, I don't see Logan being a good Open bodybuilder, but the other guys like Ramon, like Mike, I can definitely see them doing really well in the Open. So yeah, they can move on, they can switch, they can do really well. Some of the other guys can't, and maybe they are more suited for Classic because of that, but you know, it's not gonna make these guys actually move. Logan saying this is not gonna make these guys move. I'm pretty sure they're gonna stay there, stick with Classic for a while longer. We'll see for how long. But yeah, do I see guys like Mike and Ramon switching to the Open? I think it's a possibility. You know, maybe at one point they're gonna get too tired from lowering their weight, trying to make that cap, and they're gonna just, you know, relax and enjoy competing in open bodybuilding. That's probably gonna happen. I can definitely see that happening at some point, but this year, when they have the door wide open and they're able to become the next Mr. Olympia, no. I mean, I didn't think it was gonna happen with Urs, but it happened. So who knows? But I don't think so. I don't think so, guys. If you do, tell me down below. Alright, and the last thing we got is a little bit of something from Nick Walker. Not a little bit, actually basically a full physique update. Not only showing us his legs, but his upper body. We can see it very clearly in this video. And the first thing that I'm noticing is that he's actually thinking about controlling his midsection. Even though it's just a YouTube video, and in the past he would just let it hang, now he's worrying about it. Now he's paying attention to it. He doesn't want everybody to see it because he probably knows everybody will make a video and Instagram posts about his gut hanging out, so he's conscious about it. And that's a very good thing. Hopefully he's conscious about it all the time, right? But look at his front double right here. The midsection actually looks pretty good, right? I mean, for Nick Walker, I mean, this midsection is never going to be small. It's always going to be huge. The surface it's taking is just enormously big. So that's always going to be the case, but he can try and keep it under control. That's one thing he can do, and it seems like he's doing it. Now, from the back, man, this guy has the best back double bicep in the world right now. Not the best back itself. Derek's back is better, and Joe Pilash's is also really good in that department. But as far as the back double bicep, I mean, it's between those three guys right now, to be honest. Yeah, Joe actually entered that mix, even though he's not qualified for the Mr. Olympia. He definitely has one of the most impressive back double biceps in the world right now. But as far as Nick versus Derek, Nick has a better back double bicep today. And overall, Nick, I mean, right now, right here, his conditioning is good. The size is great. And guys, what he says is that he's going to be 10 freaking pounds heavier on this stage, on the Mr. Olympia stage this year compared to last year. Listen to this.
I'm definitely going to be in the 70s, without a doubt. I already have glute lines pretty present, too. So
It's crazy because that's literally going to be basically 10 pounds up. Well,
Wow,
well, if you're like 270, it's like 7, but still like
that's a lot, and
7 pounds and
it was only like a little 2 month phase of growing a little bit, you know.
yeah. Well, because New
So
York, you weighed in right under 260, so it's like technically it's
All right, all right. He says he thinks he's going to be in the 270s, and he was around 260 at the New York Pro. I mean, that's a solid jump, guys. That's a huge gain, if you ask me. I mean, if you ask anybody, because it's only been like 2 months, as he says. But I noticed it. If you guys follow my videos, I was watching his physique updates, and he actually did look better and bigger, and he was staying really lean in this in-between period. And now he says he's going to be like 10 pounds heavier. Almost 10 pounds heavier, like 7, 8 pounds heavier. I mean, how crazy is that? You know how big he was at New York and at Pittsburgh? That was insane how big he was. And now he's going to be 10 pounds bigger. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what to think, what to say. I really can't wait to actually finally see that on stage and to see if Nick actually has what it takes to win one Mr. Olympia. I think it's definitely a possibility, but it depends on many factors. You guys tell me down below whatever you think. If you guys enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel for more content like this, guys. And thank you so much for watching. See you soon. All the best. Bye-bye.